Hello everybody. So today we have a question which I'm going to try and answer the best I can through this video. The question is, I read your post about eating disorder. I had never had any eating disorder, but since 2-3 years I am having anxiety, which this past year I have realized is mostly health anxiety, even though all my reports show no major issues. I keep obsessing and worrying over what to eat and what not, and imagining and fearing all sorts of disease it will bring. Can you guide something for that? It's to the point that I can barely eat freely now. I just keep calculating all effects the food has on my body. So I just want to take a moment to thank and honor the person who asked this question. Thank you for your openness and vulnerability and trust, which I feel in this case is the biggest thing for you and for anyone who is struggling with the same thing. I'm pretty much sure that there's a lot of people struggling with anxiety when it comes to their health. I have witnessed this in my family as well, family members I've lived with for a long time, and it's not easy to deal with because that which is supposed to sustain our life feels like it can hurt us and it can turn against us. But my question is, can you live like this? If you stretch your mind and your anxiety into everything, just like it is about food, can you live like this? Just what if something hit the earth right where you are right now and you died? What if the earth opened right where you're at right now and it swallowed you in? I'm trying to say, if you bring your mind and your imagination to scary things, it can never stop. And what it will do is that it makes you incapable of living fully. So another thing is that when it comes to food and everything else, trust is most important, because we know nothing about this body, what it's doing to sustain life. And when we know nothing, all we can do is trust it. It gives us as much reason to trust it, so that when it's hungry, or when it needs food rather, when it needs fuel, we get hungry, so we get a message from it. When it feels abused in a certain way, something's wrong, it gives you a message. It feels pain. When it needs rest, it gives you a message. You feel exhausted, you feel sleepy. So it's constantly working for you to sustain your life. So it's most important to trust it. And also not take it for granted. Whether it is your body, your food, the very life on this planet, we take it for granted. And moving into gratitude can make a huge shift in our lives. I would like to invite you to do this practice at every given moment of your life if you can, but especially if you're struggling with anxiety towards food and what it may do to your system. I want you to do this practice every time you eat. Just take a moment before you start eating. Sit in front of your food and observe what's happening. Observe how you're feeling. Observe your mind, what it's telling you. Where is it coming from? And see what's the actual reality of the situation. How the mind is telling you lies. It's making you fearful of something that does not exist. I want you to close your eyes when you eat, or even with eyes open, just staring at the food, and think of everything that's gone into that food being in front of you, and just feel gratitude for it. Feel it deeply in your heart, starting from the earth, the very soil and water and air and sunlight, the very cosmic forces that are keeping this going, and feel gratitude. If one of these things stopped doing its job, you wouldn't be there, your food wouldn't be there. So just feel it in your heart. Feel the earth. That's what the food you're eating is, and that's what your body is, a product of the earth. And thank the earth for providing for you. Thank the farmer who may or may have not eaten himself to produce the food that you're eating. Thank every other person on the way that contributed to the food that's on your plate right now. Your mother, your father, your sister, your daughter, your whoever it may be, who made that food for you. Trust and feel love and gratitude. Why would the food behave badly in your system? Do you know the power of your mind and the sensitivity of this life? This life is so sensitive. It's responding to everything that's happening in the cosmos. Weather changes, this body changes. Moon phase changes, this body changes. With every little thing, this body is responding, and you know this. That's why you get anxiety of how it's going to respond to the food. But how about this body responding to your own thoughts and emotions? Fear is a low vibration emotion, which makes you shrink. But the life exists because of its vibrancy and dynamism, exuberance. So it's about expansion. If this life is not growing and expanding, it's shrinking, and that means it's dying. But that will come for sure. We need not bring it closer. The quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our experience. The chemistry in our body changes with every thought that we have, with every emotion. So consciously bringing yourself to an emotion which is conducive for life to happen at its best is most important. And the most high vibrational emotion you can bring to your existence, which would make life happen in sync with the rest of existence, is gratitude, love. Love for this moment you are being held into, love for the sustenance you're being given, love for everything. Just do this practice and see. Right on the first time, you'll notice the difference, how the food will behave in your system. You may get a sense of overwhelming emotion, which is amazing. It's totally fine. Even if you feel like crying, it's totally fine. Allow yourself to feel the life that you are, and not let the life be overshadowed by the clouds of your thoughts. Thoughts are made by us. It's a reality completely made up by us. But life knows. If you are alive right now, perfectly healthy, as you said that your medical reports say that you're perfectly fine, but even if that was not the case, you are alive right now. That means that your body knows what it's doing. That means that the people in your house care about you. They're not putting poison into your food. So trust life. It's happening for you. I also offer one-on-one help to people struggling, where I can go in depth about their specific situation. I know this is a very general approach that I'm taking in this video, because this is about many people who may need it. But if you feel like you need to go in depth to what you're struggling with, if you need a mirror and if you need a space to be held, accepted, nurtured, and why not guided, then I'm here. Feel free to message me. I can tell you from my own experience that I have gone through the most ugly things you can think of. The most ugly things you can imagine I've done to my body and I've experienced in this life. The lowest, really, I can ever imagine. But there's so many beautiful sayings that go around about where the crack is where the light gets in, and whatever other sayings are there, it doesn't really matter. But the truth is that where your wound is, your wisdom can blossom also. And what I feel right now is that what I've suffered the most is what I can help people with the most, because that's what I know best. So if you find value in this, please let me know. If you have any questions, any comments of any kind, please, again, let me know. I would greatly appreciate your feedback, and if you need any support, don't hesitate to reach out. If you feel like this video might help someone, feel free to share. I appreciate you spending your time. I'm wishing you all the very best, and I'll see you soon on my next video. Take care.